fucking...
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Theorycrafting Thursday. We're a Christmas podcast. I totally forgot that we normally do a thing where we're not a Dota podcast at the beginning in the planning of this. So, for the time being, we're just a Christmas podcast or a Hanukkah podcast or whatever you want to celebrate podcast.
I celebrate nothing.
Pretty soon, we will be a New Year's podcast, and then a Valentine's Day podcast, and then whatever holiday comes after that. So, look forward to it. I know I am.
Oh, it's my mom's birthday.
Oh, that's my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
My family.
My mom's birthday isn't today. It's after that. That's the holiday that comes after.
Yeah, my family has a lot of Christmas birthdays, including my sister. So it's always like.
Oh my God, are you related to Jesus? Is that one of the Christmas birthdays?
Exactly, it runs in the bloodline. Weird descendant.
Jesus wasn't born on Christmas. That was a trick question.
I know, he was born in whatever it was, spring. Anyway, let's not annoy anybody with our conversation of religion, and instead talk about Dota. This is 7.0, and it's a whole new world, truly. If I wasn't sick and didn't hate myself enough, I would probably sing a song, but that's not going to happen, because I'm not Universe, nor am I Yowie. Okay, boy, and that's for sure that you are not either of those people as well.
I don't know those words.
God, you don't know the words, dude. Man, Disney music's the best.
I know the whole new world. I know that part.
Anyway, Roland's not on this show, so I think we can be devoid of singing, thank God. Anyway, let's just talk about how Dota's been treating us, specifically 7.0. I know we talked about this a little bit on other shows, but like, how's your week in Dota been, Proud?
Dude, I've got like a 72% win rate or something this patch, and I've played a pretty good amount.
Yeah, now I want to go look up my win rate, actually.
Probably worse than mine.
It's definitely not 72%. But I think I've been doing okay.
I don't know. You've been playing with like a lot of stacks. It's
yeah.
Easier to win in stacks.
Oh man, I know I just asked you how your week is going, but I'll start on my week since you brought up a really good talking point. My real life friends that have not been playing Dota for like years now are getting back into Dota thanks to 7.0. And on one level, that's exciting, right? Because you want your friends to do things that you like. But on another level, they are not good. To put it in a way that is easily said. They don't listen to the show either, so it's fine. But they're like, I don't know, they're probably all around like 3K, and some of them have kept playing and they're like 4K. But I feel like there's a common theme with people that like leave Dota for a while and then come back, in that they think they're as good as they were when they left off, right? So if you're like a 3,000 MMR player 2 years ago, that does not mean you're a 3,000 MMR player now. It means you're probably more like 2,500 or something. And so they kind of need to adjust to the fact that like they're not as good as they think they are, and on top of like learning all the new game stuff. But it's exciting that they're playing, and I'm sure they'll like regain their old skill pretty quickly. But it's kind of exhausting. Playing I like playing with newer players, but like playing with your real life friends, there's so many extra dynamics that it's been a ride.
So you're going to get to your good talking point now?
No, I don't have any good talking points. That was my only one.
Oh.
Okay, so back to you. I'm sure you've got something riveting to tell us about.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of mid, actually. It's like anytime I play with like Skrunk or whatever, or there are like a lot of solo games where I queue and I'm the highest MMR, or at least the MMR is like, like 5,100 and we have like a 56, and then like me and a bunch of other people, and I'm like, well, if I'm 5K, y'all motherfuckers are nowhere near. So I've just like been taking mid almost every game I play, and I'm like historically really shit at mid except for on a couple heroes, but I've been playing like Queen of Pain, and I've been fucking kicking ass with that shit. OD I've been playing a lot. Anytime I get Monkey King mid, obviously I have to pick that because you don't want your enemy to get that. Dragon Knight mid is solid now, which is good for me. I've been playing Druid. But really just like the fact that like Queen of Pain is that, to me, Queen of Pain is like the most classic mid hero, because I started playing like, I guess midway in between TI2 and TI3, and that was when like Quap Puck were like the two, they were like the quintessential like mobile. They get to runes, they have spell damage, and like Quap is the more damage oriented, Puck's the more control dodgy oriented.
Yeah, they match up well against each other too.
Yeah, and there's like an interesting matchup between the two of them. Yeah, so like me playing Quap is feeling real good.
Yeah, I've played a game or two of Quap too, and I definitely feel it. Because once you said that, I was like, oh boy, our team's you're gonna want to be drafting Quap, so I should get back into it. But yeah, I definitely noticed it. It's one of those things where Her buff was like what 0.1 on her animation.
Yeah,
base
and
attack.
I mean, yeah, she already had 0.1 offs. Like she had most heroes are 0.7. She's now or 1.7. Now she was 1.6. Which was like, I was like, man, why is Quaff such a good right clicker? Like, there's nothing to it. And then I was like, oh shit, she has 0.1 off her base attack time. And now they dropped her again. So now she has the same base attack time as like Juggernaut. So, that gives you some fucking sense of how good her right clicks are now.
Yeah, base attack time, BAT is always like one of those changes where you read it and you're like, especially if you're not like an experienced player that's gone through a lot of patches or patch notes, you read it and you're like, okay, whatever, like that's a buff, okay, move on. But then you see it in game and you're like, wow, this actually makes a huge difference. So I'm glad that she's doing better.
Yeah, it's like a 6% or so, maybe like 7%. Actually attacks 7% faster. Not like she has 7% attack speed or whatever, but like overall, she'll always, like, no matter how many hyperstones you put on her or whatever, like she will attack 7% faster than she did last patch in every situation.
Yeah, so that's good. So is it really just mid for you that's been like your standout? Nothing else?
I've been trying to figure out how to make Sven work as best as possible in this new meta. I've been like maxing my stun a lot first, and that's been going really well for me. Because a lot of the camps on Sven, like the, you have like the big creep and then the two little creeps or whatever if you're not dealing with stacks, and there's a lot less stacks going on right now. So if like, let's say you're just hitting the big satyr, you don't need like maxed cleave to kill the medium and the small satyrs before the, like as soon as the big one dies, right? Like if you have 2 points in it, since they're smaller creeps, like they have like, 30%, the HP that the big satyr does, you only need 30% cleave to like kill the camp as quickly as possible. Like the other points in cleave don't actually do anything for you.
Yeah.
So if I'm clearing less stacks, I need less points in that, and I just get like my stun max, and I go like some armlet and blink and massive madness shit, and it's been pretty cool. Just like learning to play heroes in new ways. Like Slark's really good, Sven's good, PA is still strong, Spectre's decent. I feel like Huskar, like we played against the Huskar earlier, and I feel like Huskar as a carry is definitely good now that the lanes are like way more contested. And I mean, the talent's like, he can scale decently, but just the fact that he really doesn't need any help in lane, I feel like Huskar is going to be like a pretty nice hero to have up your sleeve. Oh, and the first hero I played of the patch was Void. And just like using Void as like a tanky carry that doesn't need no help in lane. And like he can scale with that, like he gets fucking 120 gold per minute at level 20. So like you can play that kind of support utility Void and then get that talent and then just like use that to catapult you into like more carry items.
Yeah.
It's just, man, I love this patch.
Yeah, I'm into it. I know like it is well established that I had my doubts initially, but I've enjoyed it so far, that's for sure. With like some exceptions, of course, like balance wise, I've been unhappy with Unmonkey and such. He of course got nerfed recently. We'll see if it's enough. Honestly,
yeah, he still needs more. Like his ulti is the most absurd fucking shit I've ever seen, man. Like that's the real crazy brokenness about the hero.
Yeah, he his nerf is significant, but like not significant enough, I think. And maybe it'll work itself out, maybe not, but I think we'll see some more nerfs down the road. That's my bold prediction. Let's see.
Magnus is so good now. I can't believe I haven't played Magnus yet. I have like a 70% win rate on that hero across like 80 games.
Magnus is the best. He was a really good last patch. He's really good last patch, and now he's like just as good, if not better.
Dude, he's way better now. Carry mag, not like actual carry, but like a right click build mag is so good now.
Yeah, I mean that's what people were doing last patch, right? You go mid mag, you do like Echo Saber, Blink, Shadow Blade, Daedalus.
Yeah. It was like interesting and it was a cool idea, but it wasn't incredible. And now it's just fucking legit.
I mean, it was like a top tier pick in like high tier pubs for like a lot of players, especially in CIS region. I know like Dendi popularized it, but then a lot of other people were doing it. Like I forget the exact stat, but there was a while when it was like 70% of games had a Magnus mid in EU West for like the end of 6.88.
That's pretty
really
crazy
good.
and all, but I'm just saying, like, ain't none of that shit going on with the Boston Major.
Yeah, I mean that's very different, right? Like pro meta is always different.
Yeah,
but I like Mag a lot too. I'm excited to see more and play more of that. Let's see. I've just been playing a lot of OD. That hero's still real good, turns out. I've been playing around with New AM. New AM is super fun to play. I think I talked about this a little bit on Tuesday, but New AM, like, he just has a lot of wiggle room with items, and you can do some cool new things with like Scotty and Mjolnir. And it's taken some like time retraining myself because of how different the jungle is now, like with the respawns. So adjusting like timing wise to like, all right, I should only be farming until this point. It takes me, 45 seconds to do a full rotation through the jungle, and like getting used to the new camps and all that in regards to ancients. But I've been getting used to it, and I imagine once I'm more used to it, it'll be a lot better. So I've been having a lot of fun on AM. OD, I'm into Razor. What is fun? I think I'm actually going to start picking up Razor, especially with DK now being like more of a good hero as far as the game goes. Like,
great against DK.
Having Razor as like a counter pick hero is so valuable, and it's a hero that like at face value you think like, oh, it's easy, like all you do is you just soak damage and then punch people, but like there's actually a lot of nuance to the hero. I'm just gonna say a ton, but there is nuance to the hero, that's for sure. And he can do a lot of different builds, which is a nice advantage to that type of hero. So I've been having fun with him. Shadow Fiend also, I know that's a hero that's been making a real resurgence. He is super. I would definitely wouldn't say he's OP right now, but he's very strong.
Him and Storm are like, aside from Monkey King, like him and Storm are kind of like my top two mid heroes of the patch. Like I love Queen of Pain, but I don't think she's incredible. I just love her. But like, I mean, OD is still good, but like Storm and Shadow Fiend are both so fucking good.
Yeah, I definitely say with Storm. I feel like a lot of these heroes that are really, really strong right now are there's always like an element to, especially Storm is a very like personal hero. Like some people just like are like they pick Storm regardless of how weak he is because they just like the hero and they can make it work. So now that he's actually good, like it's doubly effective for Storm players. Yeah. But he just fits this like constant action metagame of like, all right, you got Bloodstone and you're just naturally going to get a bunch of kills. They're like the map is just works out for that. Like you have shrines now. If you need mana, like you can be super active around the map.
Yeah, I think I was telling you earlier, like the way that the game works now is very much so because the map is so big, or at least the map like feels so much bigger, and there's so many more like places to go and things to do. There's a lot less 5-manning and a lot more like spreading out. So like you get these like 3-man, very small dodging engagements, and Storm is like perfect for a 3-man skirmish meta where like, a fucking fight happens at the drop of a hat when two people go for the same bounty rune, and then like Storm can fucking zip in from anywhere. Like he's so fucking good, man. Yeah,
for sure. Let's see. My only other real thought about so far this patch is that the Invoker changes really suck. He's definitely not like dumpster tier by any means. I don't want to indicate that, but he is notably worse and harder to play around. And I think partially, like he just feels like you have less wiggle room with mana. Like if you queue up one of the wrong abilities, which is now easier to do because now you're virtually always going to have Quas, Wex, and Exort in your early game because you don't have that like, oh, let's get Double Forge at 8. Like you don't have that incentive to skip Wex. So now you're going to have all three. So, and I don't do this, but especially if you're like a newer Invoker player, it's much easier to make those kind of flubs. And so the hero just, I feel like there's a certain element of it that I have to adjust to the changes to the hero, but really like the mana costs just feel, or they are more intensive. On top of that, like he doesn't get int from Exort anymore. So yeah. It just sucks, honestly. Like it really hurts. So I definitely think the hero's still viable, and like fine, but he's definitely weaker from last patch, and you definitely have to adjust your playing strategy around that. Like you can't just like farm for a year with Double Forge Spirits and then show up. Right? You have to be rotating the lanes and doing stuff. Initially people were saying, oh, Quaswex is the play now, but I disagree with that. I think Quaswex is like better and more viable than it was last patch, but I still don't think like you have to do Quaswex like you used to. It's like you could still do Exort Quas in most games and be fine. It's just like you can't rely on Double Forge, right? But that's kind of been one of my only really things that has like changed is like I can't just pick Invoker every game. Like I have to play other things. And Lina sucks, honestly. Like we just played a game today. It was me, you, and AG, and I like really was not excited to play Lina, but I was like, man, I have to at least play her. Yeah, I was like, I hope I'm wrong, right? Because Chessie, who plays for Complexity, he posted on Twitter. He's like, oh man, this hero feels good. Another couple people on Twitter were saying like, oh, Lina feels okay. And then like I looked at his games and they were both stomps that like he could have won with literally any hero, and they were like games that you win in like 20 minutes. And then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll try it anyway. And the hero just feels so weak. Like she has 295 move speed at level 1. So like people walk at you and you just die. And like new Atos is good, but like it fits into your build weirdly. Like the hero just has issues. Oh man, like they gave her some minor buffs in 7.01, but really like those didn't feel like they changed much. I'm just salty and like unhappy. So that's really been my chief disappointment.
Yeah, she's bad. She's a bad one. Bad hero. Not strong.
Yeah, and like there's just so many issues. Like I was having fun because like when you have Aether Lens and she has a talent for plus cast range, and that's great, and you think like, oh man, I can do things from so far away, but then you have vision problems because it's like, okay, well, if you have 1,000 range, then you need to be seeing 1,000 range away, and if it's nighttime, like what the heck are you gonna do? And the answer is nothing, because you can't friggin' see people to Laguna Blade them or to get an LSA or whatever. So, I'm just unhappy altogether. But it is what it is.
She's a shit hero. One Druid is great.
Yeah.
Love that boy, man. Lonely Druid, what a fucking build.
Yeah.
I've told a couple people like what I'm doing on it on Twitter, and all the reports back have been like, well, this is fucking great. So, Lonely Druid, man, that is the fucking strat.
Yep. All right. So, on being that we were just talking about a few mid heroes, let's get into our segment for this week. So, our segment this week, we're going to be talking about the changes to mid lane in 7.0, and basically just the new mid lane all over. So, I know, Proud, this was your idea, so you could kick it off.
All right. So, I think the first thing, the most interesting thing is, I guess we can just take it from like fucking minute 0 on, right? So, okay, so like what bounty rune do you normally get? I think in general, people are in agreement that you'd get the offlane bounty rune, or at least your offlane bounty rune. And there have been a lot of times where my team has had the strong level 1, whether it be because we have like a Monkey King on our team, or we have like a fucking Pudge or an Ancient Apparition or something. Witch Doctor just like, okay, like our level 1's great. They have a fucking like a Lich or something, so like let's just go aggro on them. So a lot of the times I'll go like aggro with 3, maybe even 4 people onto the enemy like safe lane rune, and then I'll take that and then go mid. But in general, either you get the off-lane bounty rune or the enemy safe lane bounty rune if you're that fucking powerful. And then like the minute rune spawn, or like the way people ward for mid is people are still warding like at 6.88, and they just put, like a ward in their safe lane to be able to zone the offlaner as well as possible. And then they put they give their offlaner a ward to, and the offlaner, uses that ward to, scout for himself or block a camp or whatever. And that shit fucking sucks. Like, you need a ward for this goddamn rune now. Like, you need, it's like at fucking like TI3 and TI4, like, you had a fucking rune and it saw the goddamn ward. Or you got a ward and it saw the rune. Yeah. But like, people just don't do that shit anymore. And it's so fucking awful that like the 4-minute rune turns and I'm about to be like, okay, here, I'll see where the rune is. Wait, no, it's nighttime. Let me fucking like walk into fucking Timbuktu so I can see where this fucking ward is, or where the rune is. And then it's like bot. And I'm like, I already had to fucking walk to space to see this shit. And now I have to go the fucking other way. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The big thing I've noticed playing mid this patch so far is that the change that there's no longer like consistent runes at the main rune spawns, like the non-bounty. Yeah. That has really messed me up. Like, it's been so long since that was a thing that the change to it is really like, it's messed me up. It messed me up, man. Like, I get bottle and then like I found myself with no charges so often because it's like, okay, well, my roaming sports took the bounty runes and I guessed wrong on the rune spawn. So I have nothing. And it's just like, oh, okay. Like, people like RNG has always been like a sticking point in Dota. Like, some people are like for it in small increments. They're like, oh man, it makes the game interesting. Kind of like how the runes aren't standardized, right? It's like, all right, I might get a haste, I might get a regen, I might get a DD, whatever. But like, I just hate that I can just guess wrong, and it's like, okay, my lane is lost, because it's not even like how it was before, where you get the condolences rune. It's like, okay, well, you didn't get the good rune, so you might lose lane, or you might lose a few creep waves because they have a DD or whatever, but at least you got charges because you got a bounty rune. But now it's like, okay, I either have to go super out of my way to get a bounty rune and miss a full wave of XP and gold, or I guess, and then I might be right, I might be wrong, and like.
Well, that's why you play Queen of Pain, and then you're like, well, whatever. Walk up to the dire offlane rune, and then blink back to lane.
Yeah,
beautiful.
No, but even that, like, you're going so far.
No, it still
like,
sucks. But
yeah.
if I just had a support that like warded the rune, so I could see which side it went on, I could just go to that. Like, the idea behind this that I do like is that it once again gives you a reason to like want these mobile mids. Like it reinstates the reasons why Puck and Quack were both really good mids, and why OD was like slightly questionable and didn't even really bother with a bottle back in the day. Cause so you know where the rune spawns, and since you have like blink or illusory orb or whatever, you have like a great advantage on getting to it. So like if I just am gifted one fucking ward that can see the rune for the first few goddamn minutes of the game, as soon as it spawns, I hit my camera hotkeys like, oh, where is it? And then I find it, and then I fucking blink to it, and then I get it, because I'm a fucking mobile ass mid, and the supports aren't gonna secure every rune anymore. Like, when you knew where the rune was, supports could just fucking secure every rune and be like, oh shit, this is done. But now that they go for the bounty runes, that sort of thing, like, runes are kind of like they once again belong to the mid lane. And they're mostly up to the mid lane's like discretion to secure and get for themselves.
Yeah.
Which I do like. It's just, all of this is predicated on like, I need to know where the fucking rune is when it fucking spawns, fam. Like, show me that. I need it.
Yeah.
Nobody dropping wards where they need to be dropping wards.
Yeah, people have like so gotten out of that, like, oh, just ward the rune thing.
Yeah,
like
that's all it is.
It's become almost like a joke, right? Because that was like always a bad habit to be in before. It was like, oh man, idiots just ward the eye spots every time. But now it's like, no, please ward the eye spot. Like, I want to see at least one of the runes, please, for the love of God. So yeah, that's really my only gripe. I do like this change to mids that are like high mobility and aggressive and all that, compared to like, we still had that last patch to some extent, but last patch we had a lot of times where it'd be like, okay, we just pick a carry, like pick Jug or Alchemid, and like they just farmed a bunch, and it was like, okay, well, we have a carry safe lane and a carry mid. So I do like that we're moving back to this kind of mid lane that is very like mobility, and they can contribute to fights a lot and do all that kind of stuff.
Well, hey, now your AM mid can shine because it can get to the fucking runes.
I honestly want to try it. I really do.
I'm in agreement that I feel like there's a lot of potential there. I just don't know exactly what this. I mean, if you're against Storm or whatever, I'm sure it's fucking good. But
yeah, you just have to play in somebody that's low range, basically, like not Monkey King, but like you could probably do it against a DK and just trade farm and keep him off.
Oh,
and, like,
for sure, yeah.
You could actually probably win that matchup pretty hard. Like, not as hard as you'd win like against a Razor or something, but you just tap him every once in a while. He doesn't have to buy a bottle. Yeah, he doesn't have to buy a bottle, so like you can have the natural stat advantage by like getting early treads.
Just get like boots over Venom first.
Yeah, and like
sick.
And like the whole Maelstrom thing is really good now. So you can. I know Dendy was theorycrafting the build.
If you got Maelstrom, I feel like you would want bottle, because I feel like the reason that you have all that regen is because you go Battle Fury.
Yeah, I mean, you still, I don't know, because you can go like
Vlad's Maelstrom, because this seems like a really thin build.
No, not Vlad's. You could just get like an Aki or just like a casual Bassi. I don't think you go all the way in for Vlad's for this build. Maybe you could, but I like the Maelstrom build that Dendy was talking about. I've played a lot of Maelstrom / Mjolnir AM so far. Every game I've played, except for one, I've built Maelstrom or Mjolnir. I've not tried like the no Battle Fury build where you just get like...
Yeah, I mean, you're saying you go Maelstrom Mjolnir like last. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, like 5th or 6th slot.
Unlike instead of like Butterfly?
Let's see.
Butterfly. I mean, if you have Battle Fury, Butterfly is just better.
I build both. So like in one game... Heart? No heart. So I went...
Oh my god.
In one game... Well, because now he gets so many extra stats from his talents that I know in one game I had like 2,500 health, and I went Treads, Battle Fury, Manta, Abyssal, Butterfly, Mjolnir. And in another game...
He doesn't have any more stats than he did last patch. I mean, like, 250, if you go 250 health, he has a bit more stats, but not much.
I don't know. It felt fine, but
I don't know, man. Heart on AM is pretty into that one.
I like Scotty AM honestly instead of Heart now. Like he's so skirmishy and like.
You already have Basher. I mean, like this your HP reach. Like okay, so here's what you do on AM. You have a blink. And, like, you fucking go buck stupid, and then you get low, and then you blink out, and then a Heart fucking heals you to full in, like, 3 seconds, and you're back to full. You already have, like, Basher and all that shit. What do you need a Scotty for?
I mean, you just keep fighting. Like, it gives you the best of both worlds, right? Like, you have...
But it doesn't. It gives you no... like, the big thing of Heart is it lets you, like, get out of a fight, heal up to full, and then get back in there.
Yeah. I mean, so I have played a ton of Heart AM, but I feel like...
You've never played Heart AM in your life.
I used to do it all the time, and then I was literally like, oh, boy... I want more offense out of this instead of just something that lets me not win a fight and then leave and then not win a fight again.
Jesus Christ. Heart is so good.
I mean, it's a good item. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like now he can just be super aggressive. Also, you can people have been talking about it like at his level 25 talent with the minus blink duration, just skipping like keeping boosts in your stash.
Yep, yeah, that's what I was saying, man.
Yeah, and then you can have a Heart, and then you can also have a Mjolnir and a Butterfly and like an Abyssal and a Manta.
Yeah, that was the AM game that I played. I was like 9 slotted, swapping like refresher orbs, BKB, my boots, and all that shit around on an AM. Super fucking fun.
Yeah, I had one of those games. I don't remember. Oh, I was playing Legion Commander. That was my Legion game where I had 480 dual damage. Yeah. I had like a refresher and a few other things I was swapping out. I had a Shadow Blade because you could swap Shadow Blade out after turning on the active. Yep. That's a cool little trick. But yeah.
My Queen of Pain game where I had fucking Ags and I would just like Ags ulti and then swap the Ags for another item. So good.
That makes sense. Let's see.
Did you hear about my Divine Rapier tech?
Yeah, I did. That was interesting. That's like super cheesy, but it honestly feels legit.
Yeah. It's super good, honestly. For those who don't know, so that's you keep it sacred if you want to like get a divine, and you don't need it immediately. Like you keep the sacred relic in your pack or in your sacred relic in your inventory, and then the demon edge in your backpack. And then as soon as the fight's about to start, you unlock the demon edge, and it'll combine into a divine rapier, like at the drop of a hat. So that way, it's not like, oh, I'm just chilling farming with my divine rapier. Oh shit, I got caught out. Now I'm dead. You can just like save it. You have like a trigger, like okay, fight's about to start. Bam, divine rapier, go.
Yeah. Great. The backpack is sick, honestly. That's made a big difference, especially for mid laners. Like to get back to the original thing for this segment, the like mid laners now that like you can be like, all right, my battle has no charges and I can't pick up any runes for the next couple minutes, and then you just like put in your stash or in your backpack. It's great. Or like having a TP in your backpack instead of like on you, depending on the mid, of course. Like you don't want to always do that because sometimes you need to have that like split second thing. But it's been great, honestly, especially those like heroes where. Kind of like Invoker or Alina, where like you're building BOTs fairly early and you have like a null or something, and normally you'd like drop it or sell it or put in your stash now while you're waiting for your BOTs. But now like you can just put it in your backpack, and then right when you get your BOTs, you just swap it back in. So let's get into our actual combo this week, though. So for this week, we're going to be playing the aforementioned Queen of Pain. Proud will be playing that in mid lane. Not surprisingly, definitely a strong mid laner now. And I'll be playing Bounty Hunter because I've seen some incredible Bounty Hunter play, and I used to play this hero I wouldn't say a lot, but
you played it in the game when I was tiny mid.
Yeah. I mean I played it for the show once.
Infamous Stan King game.
Yeah. I used to play a decent amount of the hero. But so I'm excited for it. I've seen like a few games just get carried entirely because of one good Bounty Hunter. Like his talents are amazing. His level 25 Janata cooldown thing is absolutely absurd.
Cool.
It may be so cool. It may be the best. I don't want to say it's the best talent, but it's up there. Like if I had to make a top 5 best talents available, minus 5 seconds Janata cooldown would be probably in the top 3.
I feel like it's at least the most like transformative. Like, as soon as you get that, you're like, my hero is different now.
Yeah, kind of like the Lich level 20 for the plus damage. Like that's probably the only one that's comparable on the level of like how much does this change the hero fundamentally. But God, I played against it. Actually, I lost a game. I don't even remember what I was playing, but I lost a game, and it was one of those games where I was like, man, everything is going fine except for the fact that this bounty hunter is ruining our lives. Like, he just won the entire game for his team. It was absolutely ridiculous. He was playing Shadow Fiend. But yeah, so I'm excited to play that, honestly. I don't think I'll be building his Ags, even though it's interesting. Maybe. But
Squunk tried the Ags out, and he wasn't a big fan of it. He was like, this is interesting, but not good.
Yeah, I really like... I don't think I'm gonna like it because, like, theoretically it's really good, right? Because, like, oh man, I'm gonna have the whole enemy team tracked, and then I'm gonna do like 800 damage to all of them. But in reality, like, you're gonna have like a few of them tracked, unless it's a super long fight, in which case they've already dispersed, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, and then by the time it bounces back and hits them, they'll probably have done something to disjoin it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it will be in kill range, or they'll already be dead.
Yeah. So the meme build is definitely the right build now, where you just build like a Deso, and I forget what the bounty hunter built in my game, but he only had like 2 items that gave him right click, and it was just ridiculous. I think he had MKB Deso, and like I
was like testing it as soon as it came out, and I just had like pure support bounty hunter items, except for like 1 Deso, and I was still critting for 600 every second or something like that. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So that as far as bounty is concerned, just to get this out of the way before you talk about Quap in length, he's really like, I feel like I'm going to be playing him a lot like you used to play him, like the traditional, build a mech, build mana boots, start and get like an early Blightstone, Orb of Venom, and just like, run people down, hassle enemy junglers. Try to snipe couriers if you're ad finim enough. I'm probably not going to be ad finim enough to do that, but I will make an attempt. That's for sure. And then, I think like talent wise,
only the only damage item I have is like Deso, and I also have like a Vlad's, and I hit for 700.
Yeah. So talent wise, just to get this out of the way, I'm going to go 15% XP gain. And then I'm kind of on the fence between move speed and attack speed. Probably attack speed.
The attack speed does nothing for your Janata, though.
I agree with you.
It's for farming, kind of, but...
Yeah.
It's maybe really just right-click farming is all it does for you. I feel like I'd go with the move speed, because that's also modified by your percent move speed on track. Like, I don't know. I mean, 40 is a lot of attack speed. I just don't know.
Yeah, but... I mean, I get where you're coming from. I think the move speed is, like, statistically, it has a 2.8% higher win rate overall. But the thing about the move speed is, like, you already have so much move speed naturally that I feel like it's a little less significant.
I'm pretty sure you don't.
I mean, with track active, like, you have a lot of move speed.
Not that much, man.
I mean, he has decent move speed. And then...
I guess he has 315 base. It's not that bad, but, I mean, like, could be fast as shit.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can always be faster, right? And then I'll probably go plus 100 damage, then minus 5 seconds Janata cooldown, and like just complete the build. So that's bounty. We'll see post-game how it went.
Okay.
So talk about Quap now, buddy.
All right, I'll do it. So Queen of Pain is the greatest, and you can go so many fucking builds on her. I feel like the first 4 or 5 games I played of Quap this patch, I went Lincoln's first, like, every fucking game. Just all of them. Because I was against, like, a Legion Commander and a Pudge, or a fucking, like, 3 guys who had Orchids and a Bloodseeker and that sort of shit. And it's just fucking Lincolns all the time. But whenever I don't go Lincolns, I normally like to go a pretty casual Veil first. And I go, like, Veil into Orchid or something like that. That's like, pretty solid. My starting is I go like brown boots, wand, and a raindrop. And then after that, obviously work into the treads. And then you get the veil up, get the nice couple null talismans or whatever going.
Yep.
And after you get the veil, you kind of need a little bit more mana regen. Like the veil takes care of your health regen, gets you tanky enough. And then you get the Orchid too, and the damage from the damage amplification of the Veil also affects the pop that your Orchid does. Like, that's a nice little synergy between the two of them. And then just go from there into like what you need. Normally it's like a BKB and then a Sheep Stick, or BKB or Ags and then BKB and then Sheep Stick or something like that. If Ags is really good. Yeah, normally after Orchid you want to get the Ags. I just fucking, dude, cause I get, the minus, the talent for the cooldown reduction. The fact that I can just fucking Ags ulti whatever the fuck I want at any point in the game and it's up 2 seconds later, Oh god, Queen of Pain is so great. It's like there's a big creep wave, and I'm like, I wish that creep wave was not there anymore. And I just yell at it, and it's gone. If I could just yell at my problems, man, Queen of Pain has such a good life.
Yeah, she's the best. She's like one of those heroes that's very satisfying to play, I'd say. Yeah. Like, she's just very, like, visceral. It's like, all right, I'm yelling at people, and they're just dying. Or, like, I'm throwing daggers, I'm doing all these kind of things.
Yeah. And there's, like, no cast point on Scream of Pain. It's just like, ha! And then they're all just fucking gone. You're like, oh my god, you're so good at everything. And, like, her auto attack now, like, she's such a lane dominator in that, I mean, her damage is really good for one, but with the 1.5 base attack time, like, you know how good Juggernaut's attack feels? Like, imagine you had 60 damage, like, a base, and it was ranged, and it feels like that. Like, it feels like you have treads built into your hero. Like, that's how good the attack animation is. I love it. And the projectile speed is slightly faster than everyone else's, so, like, me and OD throw our attacks at the same time, and mine always hits, like, a millisecond first, and he's like, why the fuck? I got that one. It's great, man.
Yep, so, I really like the Veil build, too, but what's your overall build? There's also a lot of, like, intention regarding skill builds on her. I know, like, I see a lot of, like, 2-1-2-1 at 6. And then other people, they do the, like, classic 1 point and dagger, 1 point blink, max scream. And then I know there's, like, an interaction where if you have 3 points dagger, it ticks off every single charge of a range drop. But if you have 2 points, it only gets, like, the first charge. Or 1 point, it only gets, like, the first charge.
Yeah, so I'm for the most part only 1 point in Shadow Strike. If I was against like a Dragon Knight, I want to say, or something, or like a Monkey King, and I got 2 points in it just for the crazy good harass. Oh no, it was like an Invoker or something. Who cares? But overall, I just really value getting the points up in Screen of Pain as soon as possible, because especially once you have your ulti, you're normally going to be decently mana starved, and like the kill that you go for with your ultimate, either it's going to be like a 2-man gank with you and some other nerds, and you're just like need the slow for yourself, or you won't need the slow for yourself. Like, it's like let's say I'm killing an Invoker, and I blink on him, and I blink on him, and then I ulti, and then I have mana for a Q or an E. I normally won't have mana for both, unless I have like a ton of wand charges or something like that. But it's normally going to be like, oh, is Lion next to me? Then Lion can supply the CC, and I can just, do my damage scream. Or like it's a solo kill myself and I just need to slow him down. I'll just use the 1 point in the Q. Yeah. But for the most part, you just want the damage, because they're going to try to TP in and react to you. I mean, for the most part, depending on how responsive people are. So I kind of value just, all right, I want to kill that motherfucker immediately. And also, like, if I want to push a wave out, I need points in my E. Like, I can't have 2 points in Scream and just, like, not have my wave pushed out. And also, I mean, if they're in the wave too, I can, like, blink into the wave, scream, and that pushes the wave out, and the fucking damages them. Like, it's just, it's really good. Like, I like the Q for the early on harass, but after the first couple waves, like, even putting an extra point in it is just not worth the investment, honestly.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I was doing research on it when I was, like, playing my co-op game. And then, like, everybody was doing something different. Like, some people were like, oh, you get 2 points blink, and other people were getting 2 points dagger, and other people were getting...
Yeah, it's like super matchup specific, but I really do value. I mean, like, Scream of Pain, the mana cost only goes up by 10. And, like, the damage goes up by 75. And it's just, it's so much fucking damage. And it's a 7-second cooldown. Like, the throughput on Scream of Pain is so unreal. And I feel like getting additional points in blink, I feel like that's probably, like, a comfort thing. I imagine some players just are able to play around the lower blink cooldown really well, but I mean, if you're starting out on Queen of Pain, I feel like there's no reason to not just do like 1 point Shadow Strike, 1 point blink, and then at 3, 4, 5, get your Scream of Pain up, 6, get the ulti, 7, finish Scream of Pain. And I mean, the levels are going to come after then, so you'll get your shit up, but Shadow Strike is definitely like not the best ability.
Yeah. Okay. So any more comments before we hop into our game?
Yeah. So as far as talents go, so one of the reasons she feels so good right-clicking is not only this base attack time thing, but her like level 10 talent is 20 damage, and like plus damage talents are really good, and 20 is pretty low, but it's just the fact of like how early on she gets it. So you get plus 20 damage with like treads and your low base attack time, and god, those auto attacks are actually just really fucking good. So you get that, so you can right-click pretty decently. Next, you have a choice between gold per minute and cooldown reduction. And the gold per minute is nice, but Quap is an extremely fast farmer. Like if I was a Dragon Knight or something, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some mid that's like actually not a fast farmer, but it's not like you place heroes that farm slowly mid anymore. But I mean, if I was some hero that didn't farm quickly, like 90 gold per minute would look tempting. But honestly, like the 12% cooldown reduction, the amount of Scream of Pains I get off between the mana from my Veil and my Orchid, like that honestly is probably giving me more money. And then you have your ulti plus Ags on the Sonic Wave, and like that cooldown goes down to like 37 seconds or something. Super fucking good. And then next I get the plus 100 attack range over the health because I'm a right clicker now. That's what I do. I'll get my Bloodthorn pretty quickly. I might get like a Deaththorn or AC or whatever. And that attack range helps so much for trying to keep safe. Like I can blink to the edge of a fight and still be getting right clicks off from the edge of the fight. Yeah. And then next it's between 70% lifesteal and 35 int. And I was pretty certain that I would like the int more because I was like, I mean, it's Queen of Pain. Like if she's getting jumped on, she's going to die. Like her survivability is mobility, not the other way, or not like, being tanky. But I've seen little clips of people with, like Mjolnir shield on and they just like heal off of that and can't fucking die, or like Blade Mail is essentially like invincibility and that sort of shit. So I think I tried the lifesteal recently, but I was like 25 and the game was like, we were just winning. So I didn't really notice, like I didn't have the opportunity to see if I could lose health. But like the int has been going pretty well for me. Like the extra 35 damage plus, the spell lamp that it does for you does feel really good. But I feel like overall 70% lifesteal is definitely like the right choice. You're getting jammed on, then you like throw a quick Scream of Pain real quick. It can heal you up for like 400 fucking health and give you enough to get out. Cause I mean, all my deaths are basically by the skin of my teeth. And then I just like blink out right at the end. So the lifesteal is definitely the way to go. Although you really can't go wrong with either choice.
Yeah, it seems like just looking at her, 86.7% of people choose 70% lifesteal, and it has a 3.2% higher win rate.
Yeah, I would definitely go with that, but
that's pretty stilted in one direction. That's for sure. It's one of the more like one-sided decisions I've seen looking at talents.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, like I'm sure that anyone who plays Queen of Pain and looks at this, like regardless of which one is better, if they looked at two options, they're like 70% lifesteal is super cool. I'm taking that.
Yeah, that is true. I know in my game, actually, I went for the int just because I was like, man, I'm doing like more of a right click build. Yeah. And I just wanted to like punch more. I also I didn't realize she has a 41.43% overall win rate.
It's not that high
across all brackets. Like that's freaking terrible. That's like Lena level.
There's some elements. There's some like games where I'm on her where like things seem a little bit thin. Like she's not a 1v5 hero. Like I was playing a game with Roland and I was like, I was doing well. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, if I was OD right now, like I would have the potential to rampage this fight. But as Quap, I just can't. Like her damage, like she's really good as like an accent to another core. Or like, let's say you have like a Spectre or something. If you have Spectre and Queen, like that's an incredible team fight duo. But if you just have like I don't know, like an AM solo farming somewhere and then Queen of Pain is expected to carry the entire team fight herself, that's like not actually going to work out too well.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. It's one of those things that like I've expressed many times on the show, I think, that I always hate it when I pick a hero, and this is one of the reasons why I like, despite my love of Lena, I don't pick her unless like I'm trying new things, is I hate it when I pick a hero and I'm like, man, even if I win this game, I like know I could have won it more and faster by playing like a different hero. I hate that, where it's like, man, I'm having fun on Quap, but if I really wanted to, I could just be playing OD and I'd be better served. So it's important, that kind of thing.
I mean, I say that as in like, she can't 1v5 a game, which is in terms of like IQ with Roland and, like the people I play with are not, it's not like I've, it's me plus a bunch of like very high 4Ks or whatever. It's me plus like some mid to low 3Ks or whatever, right? But like, Queen of Pain, like in like a Hakuna Marana game, I'd be so comfy on Queen of Pain, like just keeping tempo with everyone and fucking jumping around and like getting those real momentum kills working as a unit. Like that's what Queen of Pain is really fucking good at, like playing with a team. I feel like she's not really like a 1v5, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking style on these nerds. Queen of Pain, like that's Storm, that's not Quap.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I have inherited a Smurf because I stopped leveling my own and I like need to climb on it, and the games are definitely very 1v5, 1v9. I'll say that because it's like
that's your OD, that's your Storm, that's your TA.
Yeah, it's a lot of TA. I mean, I've only played a few games on it because Anyway, that's not a tangent we need to get on. Anyway, I don't have any more comments. Any last comments before we hop into our game?
I don't know. Queen of Pain stuff. You get the fucking Orchid. You get the Ags. I don't know. My Linken's build is when I would just go like Linken Ags BKB and just like be fucking tanky as shit. And then like most of my damage just came from talents, and then I would get like like Bloodthorn or Sheepstick afterwards. That was good. You can honestly build anything on Quap, and it's pretty good. Just make sure you get your Ags at some point, because you can't have a fucking 335-second cooldown ulti.
So, what do you think about Scotty?
Like Ags?
No, I like the Ags.
I don't like it, honestly. You need. I mean, it's okay. I just like AC way more.
Yeah, I know.
If you're not gonna go Shiva's Honor, you need AC.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, because that was one thing I was considering in my game, because we had an AC on the team already, and I was like, oh, I was going to build an AC, but we had a Centaur that went absolutely like crazy, by the way. He had 29 assists. He was 11, 1, and 29.
Dude, the game in Monkey King that I lagged out for, we had a Centaur that was fucking buck stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's just, I just really like Scotty. Like, overall, like, I just love that item. It's one of my favorite items by far. And so maybe I'm just biased. Like, I build it on so many heroes that I probably shouldn't. Like, not recently, but I used to, when I was doing more like right click heavy invoker builds, I would build like Scotty like 5th or 6th item, because it's like, okay, I'm like just right clicking and like I slow people. It's dope. But I'm just biased towards that item, I suppose. Anyway, I'm
because I mean, like, Mjolnir is so good, AC is so good. I just don't know where it fits Scotty into the build, honestly.
Well, in my game, my plan was for my full 6 slots. I didn't get to this point, of course, but I went Bottle, Treads, Veil, Orchid, Scythe, Mjolnir, and then I was gonna go back for the Scotty, and then I should have had Ags, but I didn't build Ags that game. I don't remember why, but I didn't build Ags that game.
I feel like necessary items for Quap. So I'm looking at this one game where I got like really farmed. So I have like Ags, Orchid that I upgraded to Bloodthorn, which you like, as obviously you need at this point. Sheepstick, no reason not to get. AC as the armor item, and then I have like Lincoln Sphere and Travels, and I don't even have a Mjolnir here, and I'd probably switch out maybe the Lincolns for a Mjolnir or something like that. And I don't really see any room for a Scotty in here. Like, I don't think it's better than any other option. I mean, I could see, okay, so if I switch out the Lincoln Sphere for my Mjolnir, and then I switch my Ags out for Scotty after I use my ulti, like, I could maybe see that, but I feel like there are other items I would want in that slot, like a fucking 10-second BKB or whatever that I could swap around and stuff.
Yeah, but like, BKB, dude, one item.
Yeah, man, what kind of idiot builds BKB?
Yeah. Regardless, I think Mjolnir is like the best item on her. It's so fun.
Like Deso Quap, I feel like is actually just not really needed, but dude, there's so much value to like Mjolnir in a team fight, just to like provide yourself the fucking body of damage.
Yeah.
Like, no one is safe when you're like dropping like insane attack speed Mjolnir shots from outside the fight. Just no one. I was doing that with my Lonely Druid build. Like, as soon as I got it, I was just like right clicking this Timber Saw, and like everyone was just fucking dying in the background from the lightning bounces. So good.
Yeah. And Veil works on it too, which is like one of those little things that like it. I mean, it's
like
super
steal off of it on Quap,
yeah,
which is great.
All right, so let's hop into our game, shall we? You can watch our VODs on Twitch on youtube.com/.ptv1. That's a numeric 1, and it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we are back. We have just completed a long, arduous game. It was, I'm conflicted. It was a wild ride. I'll say that. Proud, I imagine you'd echo that. I shouldn't say wild ride, because there was a long period of time where just like nothing was happening, and then like we were just cracking jokes, and like then like things happened.
It sucked, and I was. Like, we were doing okay. Like, it was awful, and we was doing okay, but my computer, like, decided to go to sleep in the middle of it. And then I died, apparently. And then we lost, like, 2 Raxes off that. And then it was interesting.
Yeah, interesting is the word for it. So, I'll go over the teams first. So, we had a Bloodseeker Techies offlane. New Techies, too. That's something to talk about. We had a mid-Quap, obviously, a roaming Bounty Hunter, and a safe lane Weaver. Enemy team had a mid Shadow Fiend, a jungle Meepo, an off-lane Batrider, and a safe lane Skywrath Lifestealer duo lane. So each team basically had one roamer / jungler, and then a solo laner and a duo lane and a solo mid. And it was so the game ended up being 64 minutes long. And spoilers, I guess, for anybody that's going to watch the VOD, but we won eventually. But it was one of those games where death just seemed imminent. We just there was a long feeling where it was just okay, yep, we lost. Let's get this over with. And then things just worked out. We just killed Meepo a few times. He bought back a little hastily, and we had a few good fights. And they had a little trouble pushing into us with techies and with you screaming down waves all the time. And so we ended up just death pushing because we had a ton of damage between Desos and Weaver and all that.
And Quap having a right click and Bloodseeker using his Q on whoever, and then they just take towers down in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about your experience in the game first.
Okay, so first off, I was midding against Shadow Fiend, and my bounty hunter didn't help at all until later, which was miserable. But then, after I got some help, the lane at first, it was, Shadow Fiend is just really fucking good, and this guy was 5,600, so, I did well the first wave, but he got, one last hit that he shouldn't have, and, his project, this is so weird, but the thing that threw me off the most was that his projectile speed is actually faster than mine, because his projectile is, this big, thick, blob of soul. I thought it would be slower, and I'm just so used to my projectile speed being way faster than everyone else's, but his was faster than mine, and that actually, was such a huge problem for me. So it was really interesting to get that kind of dynamic, because I'm not used to last hitting on ranged heroes, right? Everything I do is melee. It's if I have to play OD and I have to deal with him projectile speed, I can't contest. You can just have all of these. But that was interesting, and I got used to it after a little while. But once he got the advantage, I couldn't get it back, and then you came to gank, and then we just shit on him, and then I got a DD, and then I solo killed him, and then after that it was pretty well in our favor. I got the Lincoln Sphere first, because we were against a Skywrath and a Lifestealer. And so that
and
was...
a bat.
Skywrath and a bat, not the Lifestealer. Lifestealer later got an Orchid, which was good thing I still have this Lincoln's. But yes, I got that, and then I got the Ags, because I needed it to, every time I wanted to kill Meepo, I would need an Ags ulti to, help, people are all killing different Meepos or whatever, then I do the Ags ulti, and then at least one of them can die. Yeah, and then after that, I got the Orchid, because we actually had, Meepo could just teleport away in the middle of anything, but he would do these, teleports away, and then I would Orchid just one of the Meepos, and then it's just one Meepo alone, and, that was always really good. But it was just a shit ton of farming. I basically was blinking from bounty rune to bounty rune, because everyone in our team wanted to farm. We had Bloodseeker and Weaver, trying to farm, and then, Techie's doing literally nothing, so there's just so much ground to cover. So I was just blinking around the whole game, and it was pretty miserable, honestly. I kept wanting to look for fights, but we had you can't play Techie's bounty hunter. You only get one do nothing hero.
Yeah.
And Techie's is a do nothing hero, and bounty is a do nothing hero. And I don't mean do nothing as in they suck and they don't do anything, as in they don't have team fight presence. They don't bolster your lineup when you're looking to accomplish objectives. They accent anything that you want to do and make anything that you successfully do as 4 incredibly strong, but they don't actually do anything themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we should talk about the techies a bit more, because I think we're both in agreement that the new reworked techies is quite good, but this techies in particular was not. Obviously,
he was just a bad player. It wasn't that the techies, he was just super bad.
Yeah, he just it just didn't work out. Techie is a very niche hero on top of all the things, so he just was not he didn't have defensive minds up when we needed them, and other issues like that. So that was a big hindrance to our team. I definitely think comp wise, you're absolutely right. We talk about this a lot on the show, but obviously we're we're set out to pick Quap bounty or pick whatever our combos that week. This was not the ideal Quap bounty lineup or game, no. But obviously it ended up working out in a weird way.
In the game, I was saying this is probably the worst Quap game I could have got into. Going against Shadow Fiend is okay, but I'm shit against Meepo. I'm pretty bad against Bat. I'm really bad against Skywrath. But if I get the Lincolns, it's kind of okay. But then I also don't do a shit ton of fighting. And if I go Lincolns first, and 2 other of our team members are bounty hunter techies, we literally just can't do anything all game.
Yeah, and on the bounty hunter front, generally when you pick bounty, you want to have some kind of front line or something to take take the pressure away from you, because a lot of these fights
to leave in and out of, you know, like
exactly. Yeah, I had 19 deaths by the end of this game. Granted, it was a 64-minute game, but it was one of those games where like they also had really good support warding, so I was just caught out a lot. And like obviously Batrider had a gem at one point. Yeah, but it was a lot of fights where it's just like they just kill. Like, we had no front line really. Like, our Bloodseeker ended up doing a like a wannabe Naga build. He went not in this order particularly, but he had a Radiance, Manta, and Octarine. Actually, he did do it in that order, but he had a Blink as well and other things. But it was just one of those games where like it just kind of happened, and we just had to deal with it. And I mean, when it comes to like what I learned from the game, I learned that I'm rusty on Bounty Hunter, and that is for certain. I felt like support wise, I was pretty happy. Like, I was getting good D wards and all that, like intuition wise. But like, my bounty roaming also is not like a great bounty game. Like, generally against bounty, as bounty, you want to have a like squishy heroes that you can like shuriken down or harass. But like the Meepo jungle, I couldn't really stop because he would just poof another Meepo on top of the Meepo I'm trying to kill. And like Batrider, you're not going to kill realistically because he's just going to Firefly and walk away. Lifestealer, you're not going to kill because he's going to rage and you're not going to be able to shuriken. And Shadow Fiend was good, but he started with a sentry, but I didn't have money for sentries at the beginning. So that's why we couldn't gank until like 6 minutes or whatever that was. And then Skywrath, like, yeah, that's fine. Like, playing Bounty and Skywrath is okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of it was just like I wasn't playing at the top of my game. Like, Bounty is not a hero that I have played. I probably haven't played Bounty in like 150 games. Even when I was supporting, I was playing 5 all the time. I wasn't playing like a roaming 4.
And we weren't even really picking Bounty.
Yeah. So that was what it was. I didn't even get to level 25. I was excited to try the talent. Even though level 20, like plus 100 damage, was pretty sweet, and I really felt that. That was a good time. I was like primed and ready, but I hit level 24 in like a half. So in an ideal world, I would hit 25, but that was not in the cards, it seems. I definitely think Bounty, though, like, after playing this game, Bounty feels really strong. Like, despite like how weak it was this game, and despite my misplays, like the hero itself, like, I feel like has a lot of presence in this meta game.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
so
constant fighting and all that.
And Bounty loves that.
Yeah, that's for sure. So when I start going back to grinding pubs in the next week or so, I think I don't know if I'll definitely be playing Bounty, but it'll definitely cross my mind. I know like my Bounty's rusty, so I might need to play a bit of like party queue or unranked or whatever as Bounty, but I did get 1 courier snipe, so at least there's that. The SF early game was good about like getting a salve at tier 2 and stuff. But I did get 1 courier snipe, I think when he was bottle crowing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, at least there's 1.
At least.
Let's see. Any other comments like about game tempo or anything like that?
I just really like Queen of Pain. Like, even though the game sucked, I'm glad that it sucked while I was on Queen of Pain. Like, she's fun. I feel like my laning is kind of weak as her. But, which is, I mean, maybe it's just, like, because I was laning against a guy who, like, I don't know, like, I'm still getting used to playing mid again, and that dude was, like, a 5600 Shadow Fiend, and, I don't know, like, my laning is not great, but I feel like this, like, walking around and fighting on Quaff is so good. Like, I love her. She's good.
Yeah, it definitely showcased her strengths, despite, like you said, the matchups being pretty poor, like, overall, not just talking about, like, the mid matchup, but, like, the game. It definitely, like, you see when you're in this game and you're like, oh, right, like a fight's happening, then you see a Quap blink in from like 1300 range away and through a scream, like it fits it very well, like we were saying with Bounty. Like Bounty fits it well, Quap fits it well. And we've talked about this like overall, but 7.0 is definitely like the patch so far, I should say, is definitely the patch of skirmishes and fighting and aggression and like these little, like you pointed out, like these 3-man duels or 3-man skirmishes, not like big 5-man team fight things. So
yeah,
I definitely like Quap for that. Let's see. I don't really have anything else to say about the game, honestly. Like, I'm kind of shot.
Pretty draining. I think that Meepo was just so fucking bad, honestly.
I mean, he was good, but he was just playing like crazy. Oh yeah, the techies was terrible. The Meepo on the enemy team.
Our Weaver didn't go MKB instead of Daedalus. Because it was like, we had like nothing to stop the Meepo from blinking away, and then he went Daedalus instead of MKB, and I was so sad.
Yeah. He also didn't go boots, which, I mean, I see that sometimes.
Jesus, I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, I'm not into it, but I see it not infrequently, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, it got Bulldog seal of approval, and now everyone's just like, great, we can do it now. Like, oh,
yeah.
God. Like, I can see it as like, but like, over in Aquila? An Aquila? Really? An Aquila? Fuck you.
Yeah. The enemy team's Meepo was quite good, but he made like the classic like mistake. I think it's partially because he was in party queue hanging out with his friends or whatever, but he made a few like throwy things where it's like he could have done the safe play, but instead he just didn't, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll just buy back and figure it out." And that's like a party MMR thing, and maybe that's just kind of player he is. But he was really good until he made like those kind of silly plays. He ended up with a Bloodthorn too, which we were talking about, which was really sick on the Meepo. Because it makes all 6 or cool. All 5 or whatever of his Meepos crit. That was cool. He also had a Moon Shard, which is not terribly effective on Meepo, but you know, if you have the money for it as well. Yeah. It was 23 and 14 and 7. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of shot. I'm kind of done with this game, honestly. I enjoyed it for I think it was a good VOD to watch. I'll say that.
Yeah, I have like 2 recordings because my computer like shut down or whatever in the middle of it, but I'll splice those 2 together, or maybe just make a part 1, part 2.
Yeah, I'll just put mine up in its entirety because my computer did not shut down. I guess that's a natural way to hop into our plugs. If you're, hanging out on Christmas and you don't want to talk to your family, go hide in a room and watch our VODs. How about that? So that is youtube.com/.ptv1. Like I said earlier, that's a numerical 1. We stream all the time on twitch.tv/.ptv. Once I start playing solo queue again in the next week or so, I will be playing and streaming probably all, if not, or most, if not all, of my solo queue adventures on twitch.tv/.ptv. We have a website, defenseofthepatients.com. On there, you can find our Amazon banner. You can find all of our content. If you click through that Amazon banner, it gives us just a little bit when you get all those Amazon gift cards from your aunts and uncles and relatives that aren't interested in you enough to actually give you a gift. They'll just give you a gift card. And, buy your stuff, click through our banner. It gives us a little, doesn't cost you anything else. We appreciate it. You can email us at defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. You can email us questions for the Tuesday show. We're also doing the call-ins. The call-ins are going to be taking place Monday around 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe. That may change depending on the day, but check the Discord, discord.com. Discord, was it .gg or /gg/.p. It's on our website under the ladder tab. That's where you can get there. So we accept questions on any and all formats. You can also support us on Patreon monetarily. We would greatly appreciate that. You can get replay reviews from us if you want Proud or Proud for QWOP. Proud to talk about QWOP over you playing a QWOP game. That would be a potential one. That sounds like a good time. Especially with 7.0 or 7.00 or 7.01. We've got a lot to learn. So replay reviews are great. You can also commission podcast episodes and all that on Patreon. Last but not least, if you want to support us, you could just give us an iTunes review. We'd greatly appreciate it. We always say we'll read them on the show. I would love to do that, but I need them to be given to me first. So we would appreciate that. It helps us, it brings us up, basically. So regardless of all that, we appreciate it. And hopefully you enjoyed the new sound quality. I got a new microphone, my Christmas gift to myself. So let me know how it sounded, everybody. Apparently Proud says my voice is deeper. I think that's just because I'm sick, but who knows?
It could be. I mean, you just sound pleasant now, which is a change.
I always sound pleasant. Anyway, okay. I'm just about done. So I will see everybody after the holiday, I'm sure. Probably during the holiday and before the holiday.
You can sound this.
I don't know what Proud just said.